Joe Parker, how you doing?
Good, what's up?
You just moved the needle then, Joe, changing your top, son.
There you go, the views just went right up when you started getting changed on that, so...
Hopefully.
Best camp ever?
Best camp ever.
You said it was going to be, but did it end up being that?
That is the best camp. We put in the work. We've all put in the work, you know. It's not only myself that's in the camp, it's the whole team that gets me prepared for Saturday night. And we've all done the work. We've trained hard, eaten well, rested good. So it's all down to Saturday night now and going out there and having fun, enjoying the fight, enjoying the challenge, executing the plan, and coming away with the win.
Not a lot of people get to have fun against Joe Joyce. That's quite something you've said there. It's about getting out there and having fun. He doesn't intend for you to have any fun when he keeps walking forward and suffocating you. Yeah. That's what he'll be thinking.
Well, that's
about
what
doing.
we do though. Boxing is our fun place. And when we put in the work, that's the hard. When you put in the work, that's the hard time in camp. Your body's fatigued, you're tired, sometimes you're sore. But when the fight's here,
that's what you want. It's Christmas Day. That's all you want. Whether you're a fighter, whether you're a trainer. Sometimes you can be stuck in the gym too long, and you forget what a good night is. And then when you're there, you go, "This is what it's all about."
This is what it's all
about. Like I said, this is Joyces in familiar ground. He's fought at the arena 3 times before. It's good hunting ground for him. He's familiar with it. It's not somewhere where he hasn't been somewhere before, and he'll be going in there thinking, "Been here before, walked the walk before, and I'm going to do talk again tonight."
I can think that, and I probably will, but I've got a good challenge in front of me. But that's the challenge that I love. Exactly. I love challenges.
And Joe, listen, as people are saying to him, when you look on the outside from the fight, Joe the Juggernaut, he comes out slow, he comes strong down the straight. But you're in camp there of the world champion, the number 1 on the world, Tyson Fury. He's going to have little snippets, bit of words of advice. You've got a fantastic trainer in Andy Lee. You've been around Sugar Hill and everything else. You're having that bit of gold dust rubbed off you, Joe, surely, aren't you?
Just listen, having all those, when you surround yourself with people like that, you don't only just build confidence from their confidence, but you build on yourself, you know. And I'm going into this fight with the confidence because I've been with Andy, because I've had Tyson around. This Sugar Hill has been around before. Yeah. And you got the whole team, my parents are here, my brothers here, my manager, everyone. So when you rub shoulders with people like that, going into the fight, you have no nerves, or you have no, especially when they keep giving you positive feedback, you know, after every session.
Yeah. And going into this fight on the back of the 2 Derek Chisora fights, you couldn't have had a better opponent-wise before this type of fight, and the improvements from the first and the second fight. We're not talking, when I say to Dev, when we're talking about, and Andy understand, we're not on about improvements where you become a Floyd Mayweather, but the small improvements in the way that you turn a shot, the way you hold your feet, the way that you stand, and the way you deal things. And there was improvements in them 2 fights between you, Derek Chisora, and that's just building blocks. I'm sure that's carried on to this camp for this.
Like you said, building blocks. And when you compare the first camp to the second camp, and the first fight to the second fight, there was big improvements. And I think the important thing is just having time with your trainer. Yeah. Just having that time, you can cement more things that you're working on into camp, and you can put onto the fight. And so the more time has done me a massive improvement. Yeah, world of good.
You say that there's an advantage, of course, on Joe Joyce's side. He got a fight in. He fought Christian Hammer, so he got to stay active somewhat. You haven't boxed since December last year. Is that an advantage for Joe Joyce that he got that, or are you seeing that because you watched that fight with your brother and you said, ooh, every time he took a right hand?
Listen, it could be an advantage because as a fighter, you want to train and you want to fight, and the more you fight, the better you get. So I've had a long layoff. Like I call it a long layoff. I haven't fought since last year, December. And even though you have great sparring, even though you put in all the work, there's nothing that compares to a fight night. No. You can't compare to a fight night. So there might be an advantage, but I've done everything right, so I have no worries.
The thing with that, when you say that, you could flip the coin and go, it's 37. That's a tough camp. That didn't need to have to camp. Less is more.
He was fighting Joe Parker.
Yeah, for Joe, it could be less is more. Do you know what I mean? You've decided to put into that. That's constant tapping will crack a rock. I've said to you before here, Joe's got the skills. We talk about Joe Joyce as like the UK George Foreman. He's coming, swinging, mumming, slowing his feet. Well, we all see if someone can get up on the toes and box and jab and shoot and nullify things, put the shoulder in. All of a sudden things aren't happening the way that they want to. Tails are up, you see the finishing line, you hang on, and there's the win.
Do you feel as though...
There's a good point there.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I'm talking about it, Joe.
Something you mentioned, and I think, Joe, you said it as well, that Derek Chisora's great preparation for this Joe Joyce fight. Tell us why.
Listen, he's not the same height.
No.
And he doesn't have the same, I don't think he's the same volume of punches, but he does throw a lot of punches, Chisora does. But that pressure, the pressure that you put on and just keep coming forward and not backing off. And even though I dropped him 3 times, he still kept coming. So when you have someone like that to fight before the Joyce fight, he's good preparation, like you said, preparing for the pressure.
With that, you had him down 3 times. but ultimately you didn't get him out of there.
No, I didn't. I should have. I could have.
Why didn't you?
But I didn't. Probably wasn't fit enough.
Who cares? Who cares? He's fighting for WWE interim title Saturday night on box office. And
I was
who
fit,
cares?
but it just he's got a lot of he's got heart, and he's given boxing a lot, and he didn't want to. I think he didn't want to. He just held on. He just held on.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, you mentioned it there. The interim titles on the line as well. Speaking to Sarah Mahfood earlier, she's on the undercard against Amanda Serrano. She got upgraded once upon a time from an interim to a full world champion. Joe Gallagher's got Paul Butler, who got upgraded from an interim to a full world champion. There is a real significance with this belt on the line, isn't there?
There is. But would you want to get the upgrade? Or would you want to?
Well, like every fighter, every fighter wants to win in the ring to be crowned in the new. But sometimes if you can't, there's an opportunity there. You take the opportunity. You're not got to walk away from it. Of course, it's a huge opportunity. Joe wants to be a two-time.
You would never walk away from the opportunity to be a world champion.
Joe's got to be assigned to become a two-time world champion.
Oh, that would sound good. Two-time world champion.
Two-time. Look, that's what you'll do if you get it all your way. One thing I just wanted to ask you, because I was watching it again last night. Your face-off with Carl Frampton in the middle, Joe Joyce on the other side of the table. He tickled your knuckles. I've never seen anything like it before. What happened in your head?
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it before myself. It was.
I don't know where you were going with that tickled for a minute.
Yeah, it was definitely the knuckles.
It wasn't really. I don't know. I'm still lost for words right now as we speak.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I think we've got to let you go, Joe. Best of luck to you on Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow at the press conference.
Best of luck, Joe. Good luck. Enjoy Manchester. You're familiar with it.
Oh yeah. I mean, he lives it, doesn't he? Morecambe Joe.
My hometown.